and I didn't really have a way to take my team on vacations either. You get what I'm saying? So this is what got me here today, because things change. But if any of this resonates with you, guess what? This webinar is for you, right? So I want to talk to you about the power of partnership. That was something that I had to open up my mind to, because it allowed me to accept the change I was looking for. Because anytime that you consider a partnership, you're really looking to innovate your business. You know, you're considering growth. You're looking to build trust. And these are things that's needed for your business to grow. You know, you're considering benefits. What's a business without benefits? And really importantly, support. You know, many business owners out here feel like they're by themselves. You get what I'm saying? So you get support and motivation added. You know, that's why considering the power of a partnership is truly essential. This is something I came across about the advantage of a partnership. You know, two heads is literally better than one. You know, this is to really open up your mind so you guys can see the importance of considering a partnership. You get to establish your business in a much easier way. The startup cost is lower, and it just generates more capital. And then the main concept behind a partnership is the best partnerships aren't dependent on a mere common goal. You know, this is something that I researched and looked up, and I fell in love with it. But a shared equality, desire, and no small amount of passion. You know, that's what's really dope, being on a team and watching us have the same passion to grow together, a collaboration as we enter, you know, armies of company to work together to build a better future within the next decade. And when you're focusing on a decade, that means you're focusing on your kids' kids. You get what I'm saying? Instead of your day-to-day, you know? So that's the power of partnership. It just expands your mind. But let's consider the power of this partnership. Michael Jordan, we all know him, and I love to compare barbers to him, because, you know, barbers, they strive for greatness. You know, they want to do the best fade, and most of them are like reaching it. They naturally have it, just like how this guy naturally have his gift. But guess what? As amazing as he was, he too was open up to the power of partnership. And this is somebody that I find great motivation from, but he partnered with Nike. Guess what? I think they're coming out with a movie soon about that. Pretty much. But anytime that you consider a partnership, you have to consider, is it going to give you a second stream of income, right? And do you got to make the product? You know, did Michael Jordan make the sneakers? No, he partnered with a company that did. So consider a partner with a company. It shouldn't put more work on your back. It should just complement how you look or how your client looks. And three, will it pay me when I'm done cutting hair? You know, when I'm considering a partnership, these are the things that I'm thinking about. But 1.3 billion in sales since this partner with Nike. That is amazing. Shoes, guys, that's so dope. But in our industry, we don't play ball, and Nike don't make hair products, right? So the partnerships that we know about, you know, like we strive to partner with Wall. You know, this is a $473 million company in 2021. We all know Wall. And when we think about partnerships, you think about this, you know, companies like this. And the ambassador to be with a company like this, you got to pretty much obtain a social media presence of over 1,000 followers, excellent content creation skills, brand loyalty. That means you can't cut with no other clippers. And some of the benefits that you get their free products. You know, you don't got to pay for your clips no more. You get gear, you know, educational content. You're like the first to receive new product, and amongst a very few to, you know, get to hear about all the new releases. And, you know, that's cool. You know, and only 15, I think, every couple of years is accepted. You know, so when I think about these brands, like, I love them. But the question you got to ask yourself, are these brands serving you? You're just buying their tools and making them look good, you know, or are you serving with this brand? You know, that's the concept that you have to understand. The gift is in you. You're making these tools make people look good. You get what I'm saying? But these are the brands that we strive for. And, you know, I spoke with one of the influencers for Anderson. You know, he said they paid a good, you know, commission for doing about 10 shows a year, a good salary, he said. You know, that's cool. So when I was looking at partnerships, I just started doing so many research and trying to figure out what's the best partnership for me. And guys, I came across an amazing company when I was trying to figure out what's the best brand for me. I'm gonna tell you how it went for me. There's a company called Club Secret. You know, it's not, you know, the traditional clipper company, but guess what? is right up in our industry, is right up in our alley, and is a great consideration. The reason why, right, is that anytime that you're considering a partnership, you want to see how long they've been around for. So when I saw that the company was around for about 20 years and they did about 3 billion in sales, I was like, yo, that's that's huge. That's like really like on Nike level, like, or wall level or something, like this is money that I can comprehend. And when I saw that the product that they have is already in 40 countries, I'm like, this is dope, And I check out the income disclosure, and pretty much what it was saying in a nutshell is, the same thing as barbering. If you don't hustle, you don't get money. If you don't work, you don't get paid. Like it's that simple, because this is entrepreneurship. But I started looking at the company, the way how it pays you. I was kind of curious about the clipper companies, and I wanted to figure out how this company pays. So I was shocked to see that they pay you about 9 different ways, as opposed to the one that, I was getting in the barbershop, So for me, that was such a compliment, 9 different ways. So I started looking at, I'm gonna just show you guys some of the ways. So they have products, nutritional products and skincare and hair care products, which is right up our alley, but I was realizing they pay you about 20 to 30% on product sales and VIP sales too as well, meaning that if a client is reordering products every single month, you get about 10 of those clients. Guess what? That it creates a residual income for you. And that was one of the ways that they pay you in two. Like you get a commission and you also get a residual income from your VIP customers. So when I saw that, I was like, that's kind of dope. And to think about them considering a VIP customer, that means that they must have something amazing for somebody to keep reordering it, right? So then I looked up their team commissions. This is a thing that blew my mind. I was trying to figure out, what does this really mean? And it finally clicked. For example, I'm a business owner. I have a barber shop and I have about a 3-chair shop, so I have a team. So I'm already getting paid for my team. That's what I got into the business, to learn how to leverage myself, right? But this company gives you an opportunity to leverage yourself in your business a different way. So I plug my team in. When I plug them in, guess what? They now too don't have to confine themselves in the 4 walls of my shop. If they want to build a team outside the shop by sharing what this company is doing and what I'm sharing with you, guess what? They can go outside the shop and we can build a big, magnificent team all across the country. And guys, this way that the company pays you is so mind-blowing, because they know the potential. So they had to cap the income at $25,000 a week, because when this hits the industry, this is first movers reward here. You get what I'm saying, guys? We got something that's truly revolutionary for a company saying, you guys, we're capping you at 25 grand a week, because when the industry hears about this, like how everybody knows wall clipper or something, guys, like, it's not going to pay you like these companies. These companies only pay you for a show, but this company also pays you for building a team. You get what I'm saying? Sharing their products and everything and building a team. That's something truly special. And as you build a team, you grow positions in the company. And what you're seeing right here is the companies, I think this is about the 3rd way that they pay you. This is their residual income. Just from sharing, you get to different levels in the company, right? And let's say, for example, that you get to the position of diamond, that's 13,600 residual coming in every month. That means that you basically got so much products moving every single month. And what's really dope about this is that you don't have to figure out how to do it. There's a system for it. You get what I'm saying? So it's something that, system gets you to your goals a lot quicker. So plug into the system of it, figure out how to share it. And guess what? That's the residual income that you can have every single month. Just like, it starts out like Jordan. I'm pretty sure that was the levels that he got to until he touched the Billy with it. But the top position in the company is Crown Royale, right? And that's where you're making over 306,000 every single month. I'm assuming that means that because this is a global company, that means you have figured out how to become such a big influencer in the company that the products is moving to different countries because of your marketing skills and plugging into the system and so forth. And when you get to the top position in this company, guys, there's $1 million bonus waiting for you there. Like I said, this is such an amazing compliment to what we're already doing. And I just want to go over some of the benefits. They also have a medical plan. Most shops don't have this. You're literally having a doctor in your back pocket. If you ever get sick at home and it's like, yo, let me connect with a doctor on my tablet or my phone if you need a prescription to your nearest pharmacy, no matter where you are, in 50 countries, you know, I mean, 35 countries and 50 states. And he would send a prescription to you. That's better than, I don't know, your regular healthcare if you think about it, because there's also zero copay. You know, that's what's amazing about partnering with a company. You get to hear the compliment that they're pretty much bringing to your life, especially if it's something that's bringing health. Oh my gosh, like guys, that's an amazing compliment, because this is such an amazing company, and they're also partnering with other industries that we're familiar with. So we also get VIP experiences where we get discounts, crazy discounts for the things we love to watch anyway, because, you know, we're partnering with a company of that caliber. So it kind of makes sense, you know, so we get discounts because they're all in partnership with each other, I'm assuming. But we get discounts at like the NBA, NFL, if you got the type of bread, or you know somebody who does and they're thinking about the Super Bowl, guess what? Guys, we get the deepest discounts for that type of stuff, you know? That's something to consider. So that's also part of some of the benefits that's here. They also have a travel portal that's really cheap. So for me, I think about barbers traveling and, you know, living their best life, because barbers are becoming like stars now. Let's be real. So we need a partnership that assists us to transition between countries and states, you know? So I looked at the company's 3 pillars. And when I saw the real 3 pillars that they have, I realized that this is a lifestyle company. And what they're really about is just making your lifestyle better, you know? So they're about looking good, feeling good, and traveling the world. That's all Secret is focused on. That's what their whole company is based on, just looking better, feeling better, and traveling the world. So when I was thinking about this partnership, I was also looking at like, what are the new trends? What is going on in the barber grooming industry? And when I realized that one of the new trends that really caught my eye was the male grooming industry, which is projected to hit about 74 bill 2028. You know, so for me, it was like, I got to make a transition. I have to step into the grooming, you know, figuring out how to, you know, do more. Because the truth is, right, is that you do not get paid for your time. When I first started cutting hair, I was charging for the cut. And as I, you know, 15 years in, I'm like, man, I'm still, you know, charging for the cut. My time is becoming valuable. So I realized, like, you know what, let me charge for my time. And then for some reason, I just wasn't hitting it, because we all got 24 and I was still exchanging time for money, you know? And then I finally hit me is that you don't get paid for your time. You get paid for the value that you put into that time, the presence that you put into that time, because that's what produces the quality of work. You get what I'm saying? And it's all about the value that you give to customers. So I started increasing my value. And the best way to increase your value, right? And how you want to add more value is to look to solve people's problems, you know? And whenever you're doing that, realize that you're already doing that. You know, you just want to do it on a higher level. You get what I'm saying? You're already doing that. People are coming to you because they hear a catastrophe. They need you to fix it. But guess what? There's more problems that they have. Sometimes when you do, they hear they got dandruff. They got dark spots all over their face. And when I first started doing hair, I was like, yo, that's nasty and that's their problem. But guess what? They kept coming to me over and over with the same problem. And after a little while, you got to realize, like, yo, your barber spirit starts to tell you, like, yo, we got to find another way. I love this dude because this dude is paying me, paying my family. But let's be real. How much times a day do we see these problems and we just let them go by? You know, like, that's the thing. I see them about 2 times a day, you know, and now because of Secret, they have these amazing products that aid these issues. That's like a $25 upcharge for me right now when I added on to the haircut, you know. So simple mathematics, you know, like that's 2 a day and I'm working 5 days a week, you know, that's an extra $1,000 a week that I'm leaving on the table just by ignoring their problems and not realizing that they're sitting in my chair with the same issue because they do not have a solution. You get what I'm saying? So you start becoming more professional by solving other problems and realizing that, you know what, the skin is just as important as the face. You know why? Because I don't care how great your haircut is. You can have the dopest haircut in the world, but if you have a client and his skin looks like this, guess what? What do you think people are seeing more? That beautiful haircut or the face? Let's be real. You get what I'm saying? So having a solution for your clients, you just can't care about their hair. You got to care about what the skin that the hair is growing out of, because that skin is on an individual that is coming back to you over and over, you know, like that's amazing. And when I looked at the products that the company have, guys, it blew my mind what we have at our fingertips. You know, they have products from the Dead Sea. I don't know if you guys know about the Dead Sea, but it's known for its incredible rejuvenating powers, and it was first discovered over 5,000 years ago. You know, it's literally about, you know, over 1,300 feet below sea level, and it has about 21 minerals that's naturally produced in that body of water. 12 of them you cannot find no other place else in the world, guys. Matter of fact, the only other place that you can find these minerals is on the human skin. So if there's ever a fountain of youth, this is it. You get what I'm saying? And it's natural and God made it. And this is where the company is, you know, creating their products from, pulling the minerals from the Dead Sea, and L'Oreal is doing the manufacturing. So these are high-end luxury products, guys, that, you know, that if you think about it, we have like, you know, back in the day, royalty, Cleopatra, Queen of Sheba, they went to this Dead Sea to maintain their beauty. I guess the rich and the wealthy, we got Rihanna and Rob Gronkowski right here in the Dead Sea just floating. You know, this is where the wealthy goes, you know, but now all of us could afford that. So you know what we could do is actually use these products and bring it to our neighborhood and increase our value and start treating the people in our community like, you know, they're really the kings and the queens that they are. Because at the end of the day, when you think about it, these are the people who are coming back to you to pay your bills, to help you pay your bills. You know, that's a blessing, you know, when you think about it, you know? So let's look at the products that the company have. They have skincare products, body care, hair care, and a men's collection. Guys, when I said this was in a total alignment, it was hitting me that, yo, this is amazing because it's in perfect parallel to what I'm already doing and what I want to do, right? Results. That was the thing that blew my mind, you know, like the constant results that they started giving my clients. You know, this is some of my partners' photos and some of mine's. But guys, the results is like nothing I've ever seen before. And I'm telling you guys, it just makes a haircut more easier. It just makes the relationship better once you figure out how to help people with a problem that they have. I mean, think about how they feel about you solving a haircut problem. You know, it builds a strong connection. Imagine if they have other issues that they're carrying and you can help them with that. Guys, it's just a tighter bond. That's where the value is. You know, that's just nothing but results. You know, all types of hair. You know, no matter what type of hair, start offering, you know, hair washes in your shop if you don't. You know, increase your value that way. You know, when I think about some clients that got psoriasis, they got to take some crazy chemicals over and over, you know, for a limited time, you know, but these products are natural, you know, just from just bathing and putting on lotion, you know, even down to, you know, like wrinkles, you know, guys, they just solve so many problems. So I want, you know, I got you guys on here to show you how I'm using these products to scale my business and my shop. You know, I told you that I'm using these products, and I realize it's not about turning yourself into a cut factory. It's about working smarter, not harder, you know? So I just want to go over some numbers that I have here. You know, this is my numbers because, you know, I cut in Northeast Pennsylvania, you know, in the mountains, you know, that's where I live at. This is not city prices. I know there's some barbers on here that are in the city. So this is, you know, based on your location as well. So basically, you know, in my shop, the haircuts are about $40. And, you know, like I say, we're grooming. You know, you definitely want to add the beard in there, upsell your services. Definitely don't give somebody the sharpest haircut and have nose hairs and ear hair and eyebrow. You know, like, come on, guys. Like, this is all a part of considering being more professional and grooming. You know, taking your time, increasing your value. Not trying to cut 4 people in an hour, but taking your time with one, because when you do and you give them an experience and then you put on like, you know, like a mini facial, you know, that's another $25 upcharge, $10 tip. That's like $100 a client. And you're not out here charging more doing the same thing. That's the most uncomfortable thing to do is like, man, I got to charge these people more because I got older, you know, and it was bothering me. It was like, yo, how can I charge them more? Because They come to me because I'm already good at what I'm doing. How can I, and it was bothering me for years, but guys, it's your value, the value that you put into your time, then I created a full facial and that was just $80 more. And my goodness, I remember one day I had 2 clients book 2 of these back to back. Before noon, guys almost made like $400. And, sometimes that would take my whole day. Back in the day, that used to be a dream. And now before noon is like, yo. So when I talk about increase your value, it gave me more time for me to take off and also spend some more time with my family, But let's play with some numbers, and numbers don't lie. Like if you do $100 a client and 5 clients a day, you can increase your value by using these amazing products and solving people's problems that they're coming to you with anyway. And you just give them more value. You do a 5 a day for $100, guy. That's an easy $12,500 a month if you're working 25 days. That's a level up for a lot of barbers looking for another way. If you're doing this with the full facial, you decide to, offer these full services in your shop. Guys, that's $150 a client. 5 clients a day is at $750. That's almost 20 grand a month, guys. All for what? Increasing your value and helping people. That's how you do it. That's amazing. And what really blew my mind about this is that my clients started talking so much about our services and our products that they started leaving so much reviews on Google. You could check them out. We became #1 in the town. We're like, you Google any shop in our area, it's like our shop is gonna be the first one to pop up. So that's what's so amazing about the product. So just having products like that is just gonna bring value to your services, value to your time. Guys, it's just gonna bring value to your life and definitely finances. So like I said, this is a lifestyle company, and let's be real, most of the time, if you give a client a great haircut, they don't ever get out their chair and be like, man, I look good. They say, I feel good. So when I saw this company is about also feeling better, they have these amazing nutritional products created by Dr. Cohen, who served over 50,000 patients. You guys, and he created some of the most amazing organic, plant-based, vegan, soy-free, sugar-free products. And these products are like, honestly, like, they're the most amazing. I never want to take pills or anything, but this nutritional line, guys, has really given me a second shot at barbering. When you get to know me, I tell you the story, truly amazing. So I want to show you guys how to get started. I showed you all that good stuff. Let me show you how you get started. To be a part of this company, you have to get a license. It's $49 for the year, right? And you're going to get your own little store, your own online store, because guess what? When clients order or want products from you, you're not like stocking your shop. Like nobody does that today. Everything is online. So they can literally order right from you, and you can mail it right to their crib or send it to the shop and they can come back and get it. Either way, is your store for $49. You could go in there and order anything. But I want to show you guys some packages that the company has, because I am here to also show you value. That's what this call is about. I want to show you the best and the most value. You could go in there and order anything after you have your store. But I would feel wrong and guilty if I didn't show you guys the value that this company has and the story that happened to me. When I first heard about these products and experienced some of them, I was so fascinated with the Dead Sea, and is the only body of water on earth. So when it hit me, I was like, man, I got something natural and there's no competition for it. So I literally bought everything the company had because I wanted to know what I could use in my services and what I could sell. And when I realized I'm gonna spend $2 grand, and if I sell them, I could make about almost $6 grand on just the products alone, I was like, yo, bet, that's a flip. That's something I can make money on. That's not I'm spending, that's an investment. You get what I'm saying? You're bringing some dope products to your shop and you can scale your services and so, oh my gosh, it just made perfect sense. Then they have another package where you get the top nutritional line and the top skincare line. That's a $700 package. And then they have a preview pack if you just want to get the top skincare or the nutritional or a traveler set if you like to travel a lot. Those are the most value. And I got the $2,000 package. But let me tell you guys something, because this is a lifestyle company. When you order from these packages, you can order anything you want once you've got your store. But I'm telling you about these values because when I ordered the Pro Pack, it came with a getaway. 3 getaways, I'm sorry. You can take a cruise, a trip to the Caribbean, or a trip to Europe, because this is a lifestyle company, you know? So you're getting products from the companies that you can use and sell and make money on, and they're giving you a free getaway for that because this is something that they're starting out new, and this is going to spread like wildfire. You get what I'm saying? If you decide to get the power package, guess what? A getaway, just 1 getaway is included with that. Or the preview pack, that's just 1 getaway. If you just get these products and you want to try them on your services, guys, you get a getaway with that, you know, for 400, 700, or 2 grand. And when we talk about getaways, we're talking about 6 days, 5 nights in the Caribbean or a cruise or in Europe. We're not talking about no whack places. We talk about high-end resorts and stuff like that. So guys, this is a lifestyle company. Just imagine you scaling your services and your clients are seeing you traveling more. That's the power and the complementary partnership that I'm talking about. That's the travel better part. If you want to get away with your family, they have the travel portal where you have like some of the cheapest trips because it's about living now. We just came out of some crazy times, you know, when we just, with that whole pandemic situation. But what I love about this company as well is that they offer training. So now it takes my shop and my team, and we're also getting professional training from millionaire trainers. This is a $1 billion company. You get what I'm saying? So they're training you how to be in different countries and different states. So that's where you're going to gain levels and learn how to share this business the right way. You get what I'm saying? So guys, we're having a training in Atlanta on the weekend of the 24th, guys. And you get to meet the owner of the company, you get to hear a backstory, you get to meet some millionaires. And you, more importantly, you get to see how fortunate you are being a part of a company like this. Because I can't believe something like this exists. It just doesn't, like, it just blows my mind what we have at our fingertips. You know, so it's simple. How do you get started? Simply get your license, become an agent, get a package because, you know, give yourself a break. It comes with a vacation. If you don't want the vacation, take the products, go to work and give it to somebody you love. And you know what? Book a trip. Guys, it's that simple. And I can't think about anything more complimentary. So let's go over a quick recap. You know, why wouldn't you want to become more professional and help your clients that have problems? You know, like, we have to stop leaving that bread on the table. Why wouldn't you want to add more value and triple your income? Ask yourself these questions. Why wouldn't you want that for yourself? Why wouldn't you want to also generate a passive income that would lead to a retirement plan? You know, kind of like a Jordan, he's still getting paid from Nike. He's not contracted to the league no more. You know, like, that's powerful. Why wouldn't you want to be a part of something that could do that for you? You know, why wouldn't you want to enjoy free getaways with yourself and your family? Guys, this is amazing. This is such an amazing compliment. Why wouldn't you want to just get the benefits, telemedicine, anywhere you are in the world or traveling, you have a doctor at your fingertips? Guys, that's a blessing. And not to mention that they have in their benefits, because they're partnering with just about every billion-dollar company, you get discounts for shopping at places that you're already shopping at. They have a portal that you put in your GPS and it shows you literally your savings, but it's designed to save you about $4 grand a year. So guys, just for hopping on an app and tapping where you are and you get to see what savings are in the stores that you're shopping at already. Guys, like, this is an amazing compliment to your life. Do you get what I'm saying? So it brings me to the end, man. If you're A, get back to the person that invited you on this call. You know, that means it's like, yo, I didn't hear nothing wrong here. This sounds like amazing. You know, like, that means you're A. Get signed up right away because this is something that's building momentum and you don't want to get left behind. This is like a no-brainer. You get what I'm saying? B, I got some questions. You know, simple. Get back to the person who got you invited on this call and they will answer your questions or get in contact with me. You know, or C, you know, I heard about the Dead Sea. I want to try the products first. And, you know, if that's you, that's cool. Get in where you fit in. Guess what, though? Get back to the person that got you on this call, and he or she will lead you and show you how to get you exactly what you need. So, guys, I really want to thank you for logging on to this and this amazing story and journey. because it's something that has changed my life, and I'm sharing it because, you know, I have that barber spirit. You know, I feel like I tapped into my barber spirit, and it makes me realize that, you know, we're all the same. There's a part of us that love people, and that's why we decide to be great at what we do, and that's why we decide to serve people. So we're servant leaders. But you know what? Who's the barber's barber? Who's taking care of you? So for me, I feel like this company gives us a way to connect and build something together, and not just build something together. You get to continue to build what you're building, but on top of that, we get to connect and build something together, because if you think about it, you can keep doing what you're doing by yourself, or we could do something and tie in and do it together. And that's how we create generational wealth. That's how you feed your kids' kids. And guys, that's what I think is the most special and the most amazing about this company, and the opportunity that it gives to us and what we can do with it. So look, if you were looking to be a part of a community that's growing, is going to be one of the biggest communities in this barber beauty industry, guys, get locked in. Let's go. You get what I'm saying? Get back to the person who invited you to this call, that I would love, love, love to connect with you in a short time, guys. So listen, have a blessed night, and I will connect with you soon.